Schools, they teach you how to obey. Jobs teach you how to submit. Society teaches you how to conform. And then they call this freedom. People think slavery has been abolished, but the truth is they've taken away the chains and replaced them with credit cards. So today I wanted to talk about something that nobody seems to be talking about. Everyone just walks around going to work, coming home, and repeating the same cycle, pretending like there is no problem. But I see the problem. And since you're watching this, I think you see it too. We were told that work is a choice, that if we just work hard enough, we'll succeed. But when you look deeper, you start to realize that this was never an actual choice. We were born into a system that was already designed to keep us working. Just think about this. Who is actually benefiting from us spending our entire lives working? The people at the top. The ones who own everything. The CEOs, the billionaires. They tell us that hard work is the key to success. But they don't work hard. They make money while we work hard. And here's the scary part. This isn't new. This has been happening for centuries. The pharaohs of Egypt convinced thousands of people to build pyramids. Now, there is a bit of a debate whether or not they were slaves or not, but I have my opinion. Now, they probably told these people that it was an honor to build the pyramids. Just like today, we're told that working hard is noble, that it gives us purpose. But in reality, it's just a way for them to keep us in line. And that's why I keep coming back to the pyramids, because when I see the pyramids, they're like a constant reminder of today. History proves that work was never about choice. It was about control. During the Industrial Revolution, people didn't suddenly decide that they wanted to work in factories. They were forced into it. The rise of machines made small-scale farming impossible, and suddenly people had no choice but to work for wages. They were told that it was progress, but progress for whom? Fast forward to the 20th century, corporations and governments pushed the idea of a career as the ideal life path. They needed workers for their factories, offices, and businesses, so they built an entire culture around the idea that working a job is what makes you a responsible adult. Schools became training grounds for future employees. And a 40-hour work week, it wasn't created to give us freedom. It was created to squeeze productivity. It's like I could quote something from Noam Chomsky here, but I think you understand what I'm talking about. What's happening with work is planned, designed from start. We're allowed to debate wages and benefits and office perks, but not whether or not the system itself is broken. So one of the biggest lies we were told is that work equals success, but let's look at the facts. In 2008, millions of hardworking people lost their jobs overnight during the financial crash, and the people who caused it, they got bailed out. In the 1970s, wages stopped rising while productivity kept increasing. Workers were making more money for the companies, but they weren't getting paid more. Every time there is an economic downturn, companies fire thousands of people who gave their whole lives to these jobs. So if working hard really led to success, why do we see this happen over and over again? You know, the movie Fight Club, it had this scene that nailed this perfectly. You're not your job, you're not how much money you have in the bank, but society tells us the opposite. It tells us that our worth is tied to our productivity. That's why people feel lost when they lose their jobs, because they were tricked into believing that their job was their identity. The Matrix had it right too. Most people are living inside a system that they don't want to question. They wake up, they go to work, they pay their bills, and they never stop to ask who designed this system. And why am I playing by these rules? Nobody does that. So, what is the solution? Well, the truth is, the system isn't going to change on its own. You have to take control of your own life. Start by questioning everything. Why do we work? Who benefits? What other paths exist? The internet has made it possible to build something outside the system. Freelancing, starting a business, investing, creating content, or joining the FIRE movement. But the first step is to realize that you were lied to. And every hour you sell to someone else is an hour you could be investing in yourself. They don't want you to realize that. They want you to keep showing up day after day, making them richer while you barely scrape by. But once you see the truth, you can't unsee it. So the world wants you to believe that working is a choice, but history shows that work was designed to keep people in line. From the pyramids to the factories to the modern cubicles, the system has always been about power. But now we have more tools than ever to break free. So the only question is, will you? If you enjoyed the content that I create and want to help me keep going, consider supporting me on Patreon. Your membership would make a huge difference, and you'll get access to behind-the-scenes vlogs and extra content along the way. As always, thank you for listening. Do me a favor and tap that like button to show your support. Subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. Until next time, stay hungry, relentless, and strong in your journey of escaping wage slavery. Bye. Oh, you're still here. Oh, that's right. It's the behind the scenes vlog. So this segment of the video is where I share more personal things. It's mostly for my subscribers, but if you're new here, you're more than welcome to stick around. The idea behind this video was that I started to think how I got here. I do it all the time, basically. I think how I end up in these situations where I'm working a job I hate and having a school loan and a house loan that is cementing my fate as a wage slave. And it wasn't just one thing. It was society, school, parents, even grandparents, and also kind of the culture from movies and, celebrities. There is this idea that you have to be successful. And for most of us mortals, the only way to do that is to get educated, to get a good job, have a nice house. But times have changed. I see the FIRE movement, I see anti-work movement, I see the quiet quitters. And I hope that the new generation will see through the bullshit, It's just, I'm optimistic. But having said so, I also know my history, and there is a pessimistic side of me that thinks that governments and companies will find a way to use AI to control people. But I really hope that I'm wrong about that. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.